Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Aries EDC. And we are picking up on the January knife builds. I know it's January, but I have these three blades. These are the three ADCRV2 blades. We have the Rockhopper XL, the Cardinal XL, and the new Warncliffe Bloom. And these are all ADCRV2, and they are now been cut, shaped, bevels have been done, hand sanded, cleaned up, and all three are now ready for heat treat. So I need to go set that up, and we're going to be heat treating these today, getting them in the temper and getting them moved on so that we can get these finished up. Probably going to finish these up, I don't know. I don't want to put a timeline on it, but it looks like by the first or second week in January, I might have these three completely done. So let's go. I'm going to go set up the forge and we'll get these heat treated. Alrighty, well, that went pretty quick. So they've all been quenched and annealed. Now I need to go temper them. So I'm going to throw them in my little oven, 350 degrees for 2 hours. Then they come out, cool down, and then they do another cycle. So I got to do that twice. So I have no idea what time it is right now, but I'm going to go throw these in there, put them in my little thingy here, and I'll check back with you guys in 4 hours. Woo! All right, guys, I think we are done. I think this is cooled off for me to touch. Or not, I don't know. It's a little warm. Warm. All right, so these have cooled down a little bit. Oh, still smoking hot, but I'm gonna burn myself for you. So here you go. They're all looking good. Let these guys cool off, and then we'll be looking at getting them cleaned up and moving on to the next step. So we got to clean all the forge scale off of these, get them all cleaned up, and then put the maker's mark on them. Then we start looking at handle materials. Let's see. So let's take these over here. I'll block that so you guys can't see that because that's a secret. So these are the handle materials I think I'm going to be using. The Cardinal is going to get this. This is the Camo Carbon Space Weave Galactic Green. So it has that nice green. This does not glow in the dark, but it's getting the glow in the dark liners, glow in the dark pins. And I have the matching tube. And I'm going to do a lanyard and a bead for this. I'm going to do a glow in the dark bead of some Camo Carbon, glow in the dark Camo Carbon I have. The Rockhopper is getting the leftover Ocean Moon Voodoo resin scales that I got. This stuff glows in the dark too. So these two are gonna glow. And then the Warncliffe Bloom, I just got some of this jute micarta in, and this is like brown micarta, so I'm gonna do brown micarta with the red liners, red pins. I think that's gonna look pretty cool. So just so you guys know, that's going to be the handle materials for these three once they're all cooled off and extra. Tomorrow is Friday as I'm filming this, and I am going to work on these during the live stream. I am going to do a live stream, and so I'm going to leave myself all the work to get these guys cleaned up tomorrow during that live stream. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll check back in with you guys when it's all said and done. So I'll check back in with you guys when these are all cleaned up and ready to go. All right, guys, so checking back in after the live stream. I was able to get at least the rock hopper completely cleaned up. Just the little things I want to do to that before it moves on to the next step. The cardinal, I got half of it done, or maybe 3/4 of it done. I still have the blade that I need to do, but we're getting there, and I haven't done anything to the bloom except for the edges and in the holes a little bit. So I still have to do everything on this and get that one cleaned up. So I had a little setback during the live stream. So it's not something I plan or anything else, but so I have shared this tool before. And this is my little tool that I use for cleaning up the plunge grind. So I wrap a little piece of sandpaper in this. This is just some pin stock with a slot cut into it. And I put some sandpaper in there. I wrap it around, and that allows me to get into that space really, really well. Well, as you can see, it broke in the middle of the live stream. So half the time on the live stream, I had to make another one. So I got it somewhat cut out. I really need to extend that slot another 1/8 of an inch or so. You can see it needs to go down just a little bit more, but it's working for right now. But I had to make another one of these. So, you know, you never plan these things out on a live stream, and half the live stream was me working on this because that just took so much time to do. But it's not something I really planned on it, but hey, it's a live stream, right? Things that happen, and then I work with it. But I have a new one now, and it worked really well. I used it for the rock hopper and the cardinal so far, and now I need to go finish this one up and then get to the Wharncliffe bloom and get these guys done. So we are one step closer, and time to get back to work. Oh, hi guys. Sorry, didn't see you there. So, wow, I'm losing my mind. All right, so all 3 of the ADC RV2 January builds are looking pretty good. I now need to do the maker's mark on all 3 of these. Got them all looking good. Let me just make sure I did both sides on all of these because my brain is not working today. All right, so I've done both. Oh my gosh, I keep hitting the camera. Jeez, I'm a mess. Got these 3 done. They're all hand sanded. They're all looking good. I need to put the maker's mark on all 3. The cardinal and the bloom 2, Wharncliffe bloom, whatever I'm calling it, I had planned on acid etching these 2. That was the plan. I'm going to stick to that plan. I'm going to acid etch them and tumble them, of course, because that's what I do when I acid etch. And then, let's see.
and then we can start looking at the final finishes. So acid etching, and then I think the rock copper I'm just going to keep as a satin finish, so keep that one looking the way that it's looking. It's not looking too bad. A couple things I want to fix, but it's not looking terrible. So I want to get that cleaned up and get these guys going, and then we can start talking handles and start working on handles. Holy cow. So we're moving right along for January. And just a little update on the two stainless blades. They have now been received from Peters. So they are sitting at Peters as I'm talking to you right now. And hopefully they'll get done. But with the New Year's coming up and everything else, I don't foresee that getting done anytime soon. But hopefully by the second week of January, possibly-ish, that I'll be looking at getting those back and getting those finished up. So, but I'm going to keep moving forward and stop hitting this. Getting these moving forward and keep moving. If I get to a place where I finish these and I'm waiting for the stainless to come, I have two options. I can get started on February, which is the blooms. Go ahead and get started on maybe the stainless blooms and getting them worked on, or I can play with some of these. These are the package hatchets. This is that bar that I purchased. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try. Why not? So I'm going to play with maybe some package hatchets. This is just 1/8 inch thick 1080 steel. So it's a high carbon steel, nice high carbon steel, and something that I can heat treat and do everything in house. So I am excited about maybe cutting some of this stuff up and getting some of these done. So I hand drew a couple of designs out on this just to see how many I could do, and it looks like I can get about 7 done. That one's interesting, but it looks like I can get 7 of those done. So 7 package hatchets, plus I found this piece of steel that's kind of screaming package hatchet. So that'll be a little bit of a larger one, but this is ADCRV2. So that is ADCRV2, where that's 1080. Not that it really matters, but you get the idea of what I am cooking up for you guys. So we're gonna see, we'll see. But first, maker's marks. All right, guys. So I got the maker's mark put in now. They all turned out really well. The only thing I'm really concerned about is the cardinal. I should have gotten that a little deeper, just because I'm going to be acid etching this. And when you acid etch it, it does remove some of the material. So I'm afraid that maker's mark didn't get deep enough, and I may have to redo it. But if I do redo it, it'll be after I acid etch it and stuff, just to make sure. But you can kind of see it's a very shallow etch compared to this guy. You know, I tried to go a little deeper with that one. So, you know, definitely not perfect, but we're gonna play with it and see. So anyway, the Warncliffe Bloom and the Cardinal are going to get acid etched. I kind of want to do something different with this one, but I'll talk to you guys about that here in a second. The Rock Hopper, we need to say goodbye to that blade because I'm going to be taping this one up, and then we can start talking about handles for the Rock Hopper, because now this is just going to be a hand sanded finish. So it's pretty much there. I just need to tape up the blade and we can start working on handles already. Holy cow. So say goodbye to the Rock Hopper because that one is going to get taped up and worked on. These two I need to prep for the acid etch. So the Cardinal's just going to get a straight up acid etch and tumble like I would normally do when I acid etch. So I need to clean up the blade, clean up everything, and get it prepped for the etch. This one, I don't know. This is there. So, oh God, I keep hitting the camera. What I was thinking, and maybe I'm ridiculous, but I want to acid etch just the bevels of the blade and keep the flats hand sanded and all the edges like hand sanded or steel, nice, satin finish on the steel, and then etch just the bevels of the blade. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. There's a couple ways I can do that though. I can take some like nail polish, cover everything that's not going to get acid etched. Or I acid etch the whole thing and then come back and remove the etching with sandpaper and sand all of that off. So I don't know what I want to do or what's the best method to do it. But I kind of liked the look when I was cleaning this one up, hand sanding it. I really liked the way the darker finish on the blade versus the nice high, like not high polish, but you guys know, hand satin finish on the flats looked. It looked kind of cool. And with the handle material and everything, I thought that would look interesting. I don't know. We're going to work it out. But all right, time to get these cleaned up and see what we could do. All right. So I have this old nail polish that my wife was getting rid of that I keep just because for a project like this, I've never gotten a chance to do it where you can acid etch it. And honestly, it was like maybe splatter painting a blade and then acid etching and getting that nice splatter pattern on it. And I've never actually attempted to do it because quite honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that look anyway. Or like with anodizing or anything else you could do. Anodizing is a little different, but we're acid etching. So there's also a running joke in my household that I should not be putting nail polish on anyone's nails. I tried once on my daughter when she was very young. She wanted me to do it, and it was a giant mess. So I am definitely not one to be doing anybody's nails. But I have this old nail polish that I got, and you could see it's, really not. But I think you get the idea. So if I do that, and then it will just acid etch the blade, I'm not worried about, I won't put this blade all the way into the etchant, just the blade into the etchant. I don't care if it gets on the spine or the top of the blade here. I don't really care because I can remove that fairly quickly with the Dremel. I end up having to do it anyway where the handles are. If you've followed my videos for long enough, if you know after I acid etch something and then I put the handles back on to get the handles nice, and I end up scratching it all off on the grinder, and then I have to re-etch just the spine and the handle. But this is going to avoid all that. I'm not going to have to do it, and I can just polish these up as the regular steel, and then just have the flats of the bevels acid etched. I think that's going to look pretty cool. So I have that side. I'm going to let that dry and then do the other side. All right. Very cool. All right, guys. Sorry about the horrible lighting, but this is as good as it's going to get. So I have the cardinal ready. Oh, I'd better go get the other one. Let me go get the bloom. Ugh. All right. So I have both of these ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and drop them in, and we'll check back in about 20 to 30 minutes and see what they look like. So that one's going in. Boop, boop, boop. Oh man, I need to make another mixture because this is getting a little low. Did that go in all the way? Oh no, that has to come out. Has to go a little deeper. There we go. Perfect. All right, it's in. Now there's nothing I can do. So I'll check back with you guys when I'm ready to pull them out. All right, guys, so I took them out of the etchant and I have them in just the solution to stop the etching. Basically, it's just sodium bicarbonate, and there we go. So not looking bad. We got that one. That is the balloon. Let's look at the other side. That should be interesting. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the tumbler, and we're going to see how that works. So I could take this off and we're going to put it in the tumble. I'm going to tumble that for another 20 minutes or so, and we'll see how that looks. So let me put that in there. And then we'll take out the cardinal. I did take a sneak peek at this, and this thing looked pretty awesome. So yeah, there we go. So you're gonna have that interesting patterning on it, and once I acid etch it, or I'm sorry, throw it in a tumble, it'll make a little bit more sense. It'll blend all of that etching in. So excellent. So let me go throw these in the tumble and we'll see what they look like when they come out. All right, well, I just pulled them out of the tumble and pretty happy with the cardinal. The maker's mark is still there, so that's cool. I don't have to worry about that now. And I kind of like the way that came out. It came out really stinking cool. So cardinal is cool. I'm going to shoot some pictures over to the owner of this one and see how he likes it. And then this is interesting. I pulled this out and the tumble took all the nail polish off. I didn't have to do anything, which I didn't really want because I kind of don't want that tumbled finish on the flats. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm gonna sand it because I want to get a nice clean line between where it was acid etched and the flat. I want a nice clean line. But what do you guys think of that contrast? I think that's pretty cool. It did acid etch the spine like I thought it would, which is fine. I'm going to end up just taking all that off anyway. But what do you think of that? I know the lighting is horrible, but it's kind of fun. I kind of like it. I'm going to hand sand that little spot and it's going to blend it off. But ooh, yeah, I kind of like it. Hope you guys like it. This is pretty cool. So we are off to a really good start. I need to do a little bit of work on these, and then we're going to be talking handles. Holy cow, but that will be on the next one. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is always yours.